Hi, I'm Steve, the Introverted Traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we are climbing Mount Olympia in Mount Diablo State Park near Clayton, California. Along the way, we'll see beautiful wildflowers, overgrown trails, steep paths, and breathtaking terrain. This and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings. Once again, we are back on yet another adventure. And today, we are back again in Mount Diablo State Park. Here, actually, we're in the small town of Clayton, California, but we're in the Bay Area of California. We have been to this park a couple of times, and actually, the last time I was here, I was hiking the waterfall hike during it was during a spring rainstorm, and I had to slop through mud. I had to go through, downpours, and I thought I had a great video. I was filming everything, and then my SD card got corrupted and I lost all that footage. Today, we're in the first week of June. It is, as you can see, dry, getting dry, but there are still a few wildflowers out. And yeah, we have some great views already of where I believe, with my luck, we're probably headed up there, like right up there. I'm not sure. We're doing the Mount Olympia loop today. I don't know if it takes us up to the top or not. I know that it is rated as a strenuous hike or a hard hike or whatever the heck All Trails likes to rate things as. I also know that I parked right outside the park boundaries, and there were only about 3 other cars there. So hopefully, and it's warm today. It's going to be about 85. Of course, I hike rain, snow, sleet, or heat wave. So I'm out here regardless of what the weather is. But what I will tell you is, so far, I've seen a couple of people drive by. I saw one guy walking down here before I got out of my car. But other than that, it is relatively people-free. Fingers crossed that it's that way for the rest of the hike. So far, I'm not hearing any mundane conversations other than my own. I'm not seeing anybody doing anything stupid. I'm not seeing huge groups of people. It is nice and warm. It's not the prettiest of times to go because, again, it is late spring, pretty much early summer. We're in that gradient between spring and summer here in Northern California. And so again, not everyone's gonna come out today. It's a Sunday morning. But again, that looks cool. It looks like I could hurt myself on that. And hopefully it looks like there won't be that many people there. So, get hurt, and there's not gonna be any people. Sounds like a good trip to me. Let's go. Well, this hike started out great. It was on a nice, smooth, paved trail. And now, I'm in the muck. There's poison oak everywhere. There's weeds. Things are a little bit overgrown, although I will say not terribly. Trust me, I've been on way worse than this. And it's a hummingbird somewhere, or some type of bird that just won't shut up. But hey, that's nature. I'm okay with nature being noisy. It's when people come around I can't stand it. But I'm in the middle of the woods at the moment. Like literally, everything's growing up around me. I'm like getting lost in nature. I'm literally like getting trapped by growing vines and things that are reaching out to me. So this is a great environment for me because there's no people. I mean, people like groomed trails and easier hikes, and no, There's a reason why I come out in the middle of places and do the hardest thing I can find. Because it minimizes the fact that I have to deal with people. And as we all know, I don't like to deal with people. We got a tree down here. So yeah, so far, it's not bad. Again, people-free, bird-filled, noisy nature. But that's all right. I can enjoy noisy nature. It's noisy assholes that I can't stand. So, let's go. Well, it looks like crap just got real. I mean, I've just been, wandering through the forest so far, but this looks like it's steep, or going to be steep. It's going to be gravelly, probably difficult to go up, difficult to go down, and, as I've always said, potentially dangerous. It's perfect. That's really all I have to say. No jokes, just, this looks like the heart attack I'm waiting for in my life. So let's go do it. And heaven have mercy on our souls. Let's go. Well, it's definitely looking closer. I've actually made it about 1.5 miles in about an hour. So my time is improving. Of course, it was up that, through the jungle, up a cliff, and now look where we are. Look, the mountain's looking awfully closer, a lot closer. That's a good thing. I'm glad to know that I'm suffering for a reason. But yeah, we're actually not. Okay, I have no ability to tighten my camera properly. There we go. You're not working with a professional here, folks. No, we are actually still on the straightaway, meaning we haven't gotten to the loop part. We're still on the trail that goes up to the loop. So it's been 1.5 hours straight up the side of a mountain just to go further up the side of a mountain in a loop. So we're about to reach the part where you choose which direction to go because it's an actual loop. But so far, I'm not sure I'd classify this as beautiful. I mean, the flowers are pretty, the green is pretty. It's pretty weedy out here. I mean, I'm digging through weeds and poison oak and all sorts of things. So probably the time of year I chose to come. Again, I am no role model, folks, and I don't always make the best decisions. Actually, I never make the best decisions. So the time of year I came out here, it is early June. We are on the edge of life and death out here. All these flowers are gonna die pretty soon. They're not quite there yet. The grass, however, has already decided it's time to go. So we've got brown grass. We still have quite a few wildflowers out here. It is hot. There's flies buzzing around. And I'm climbing, I'm climbing a mountain. So again, as I always say, I have not made the best choices in life. I am not great with life decisions, and I suck at being an adult. Having said that, let's go climb a mountain because, I've already made the bad decision. Might as well make more. Let's go. Okay, so I've reached the point where I have to make a decision. Clockwise, counterclockwise. So, the reviews on all trails, the one that I bothered reading, which was the one at the very top, said go clockwise, don't go counterclockwise, although apparently everybody else says go counterclockwise. So really I'm torn. I'm pretty sure, either way is going to be tremendous amounts of pain and suffering and, dangerous. So I think I'll go this way. I have no idea why. That way just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem as, deathy. So, okay, so we're gonna go the way that probably makes for better YouTube. no, that's not really my decision. I don't care if my video is entertaining or not. I truly do want to live. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the advice because, again, it was the only review I read because it was at the top of the reviews. So I'll go ahead and take it as gospel. Let's go ahead and go this way. Fingers crossed. Hope for the best. Hey, look, pretty views. Welcome to the jungle. It's not fun and games. First of all, the trail here is incredibly thin. It's like right on, I mean, this isn't a cliff, but there's a decline right here. It's overgrown. I've gotten my backpack snagged like 3 times. So yeah, I guess I chose the path of complaining because so far, it also stinks out here, but that's a whole other issue. So far, I'm not that far into the loop, and I feel like I'm literally going to be consumed by nature. I mean, it's not the worst I've had. But what I will tell you is once in a while on hikes, I'll get off the trail onto an old trail that's no longer commissioned, and you know, because all trails sucks and I just got in the wrong path. And usually you can tell you're on one of those because it becomes overgrown, it's dangerous, it's rocky. This is one step below that, and just barely. But you can tell this trail's still open. But one has to wonder if it should be. But yeah, I'm in a state park, folks. I'm in a well taken care of state park, and I feel like, well, again, I feel like I should have made better life choices. It usually comes back to that. But that's okay. It's still fun. It's still beautiful, and it still stinks. So I'm gonna move. But yeah, this is where I am. This is what I'm doing. Don't you wish you were me? So yeah, I think I'm actually okay with my life decision this time, because this trail is, I'm not gonna say it's steep because it's really not. It's moderately steep, but the surface is so rocky and so loose soil. I don't think that was proper grammar, but it's rocky, loose soil. So going down this, yeah, I'd be on my ass the entire time. So there are already parts of this trail in which I'm gonna have to do that, but I'm happy I climbed up this because I stopped to take some photos, and I was on a slope, of course. And yeah, I just about broke my hip. You know, I'm an old man, so our hips are very easily breakable. But again, I just hiked up a damn hill. Don't expect grammar from me. But yeah, this is where I am. This is where I'm going. And I'm okay with my life decision. I'm still making my way through this loop. This is ridiculous. I've been stuck in these, basically in the bushes for the last 5 minutes, getting snagged and everything, pushing my way through. But boy, I'm actually glad, at least at this moment, that I went clockwise. Now, wait until I see what the other side of clockwise looks like, and I'll tell you it was a really smart move. But steep as all hell, folks. Scary. Dangerous, absolutely perfect. But I will say, even though it doesn't look like much, just from the little bit that I'm able to record here, this is a hard trail. It's actually one of the scarier trails I've been on in a while. And you know, you've seen some of the trails I've been on, so if you decide to come out here, come out here. Well, don't come out here in the rainy season, because this would be 20 times worse if it was muddy. Maybe come out in the fall. Oh, maybe not talk directly into the lens. Maybe come out in the fall. Maybe. You're gonna miss the wildflowers, but you also may miss the Grim Reaper, who I'm pretty sure I passed in the trail about a mile back. It's one of those. And we're in a state park. you don't associate state parks with death and pain, but it is California, so you know. All right, I'm on the move. Let's see how I do. So yeah, if I ever tell you that I'm getting high in California, this is more than likely what I mean. Check this out. So now that I've crawled up the grueling side of a mountain, I actually get to reap the benefits of being on the side of a mountain. Look at it, this is beautiful. We got all this, these rocky outcrops here. You got geology. And I'm not gonna go any further than this because it starts to get, you know, scary. Let's just say scary. It starts to get like, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm dying, I'm dead. Yeah, I don't wanna do that. But yeah, I'm on a little plateau here. I still have a ways to go. I'm going very, very slow. This is an incredibly steep trail. And I'm glad, again, I'm glad I came up this direction because the way down is just full of rubble. I mean, it's just, it's slippery. It's one of those words, I don't know. I've been hiking for 3 miles, leave me alone. Well, congratulations. We made it to the peak, to the very top, and there's a broken, whatever the hell that thing is. Which really, again, is a metaphor for my life. I do all the hard work. It's stressful, it's painful. I barely make it. And when I get up, it's just broken crap and boring rocks and more broken crap. I'm not exactly sure how that metaphor works, but I just climbed up a down mountain, so just smile and nod. There's the park. There's the other side of the park. I'm in the middle. All is good. We're up on top of Mount Olympus. We made it. Now I gotta find the way out of here. Because as usual, all trails just sucks. I can't find the trail, I'll find the trail, but yeah, all trails, I think you and I need a divorce, seriously. I think it might be time I start shopping around for an app that doesn't really seriously want to kill me. But until then, pretty. All right, so I believe we are at the official point where the trail starts to curve back and starts to head back down. So hopefully I can actually do this in some sort of decent time, because on the way up I was dragging. This has been just a tough hike. This is a tough hike. It's actually worthy of the difficulty rating on all trails, except I'll say it's not an insane trail. A little bit of it's overgrown, but we're at the end of the wet season, so things are still a little bit overgrown. Nothing has died yet or been lit on fire yet. Take your pick here in California. So we still have overgrown trails and things like that. That has made it more difficult. And yeah, but I'm hoping that this is it. I'm gonna start going downhill. Things are gonna get easier. Hopefully I won't fall on my ass 15 times. But if I do, hopefully I'll catch each time on camera, because I know how it entertains you people so much. I was not filming at the time, but I did a nice maneuver where I started to slip on this this loose rocky crap, and I swear I caught myself like 5 times. It felt like I was juggling wine glasses or something. I didn't fall. I haven't fallen yet. I can't say I haven't done any damage to myself, but I haven't fallen yet, so that's good. But it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going very slow, especially down. Down is actually slower than up because I'm trying, not to die. But yeah, I'm going incredibly slow, doing the descent now. And yeah, it's getting hotter. It's like at the peak of the afternoon. And yeah, don't recommend it this time of year. I don't know if I recommend it any time of year, but yeah, I'm trying not to break a hip. And I'm making it very slowly. I have seen absolutely no one out here today. Aside from the physical pain and the the difficulty. It's just beautiful. There's nobody out here. This is how hiking should be. It should be peopleless. It never is, except apparently for today. I haven't seen anybody yet. Doesn't mean there's not somebody behind me. Doesn't mean I won't all of a sudden see somebody coming up, but for now, and for the past 4 hours or so, it's been heaven. All right, so the fire road I was on just ended. There's a gate right there, so I think that's the boundary of the park. So now we're back on it's still kind of like the fire road. It's a pretty big trail here. And I have to break it to everybody. Very sad, sad news out here on the trail. I saw another hiker. Just one lonely individual walking up the mountain in the opposite direction from me, but this is almost a perfect hike. Just about a perfect hike. I was going to give this almost the Antarctica score on the introversion scale. No, now I have to downgrade. But luckily, it was only one other human. So one other human is better than a lot of other humans. So far, not terrible. One other person I'll take over, you know, everything else that I've experienced in the past. Compared to hiking in like on the ocean near the Bay Area, or in the Bay Area, over in the Marin Headlands, where every asshole and their family and their screaming children are around. This has been very pleasant and very nice. I don't know where I am right now. I think I may have entered the twilight zone. But according to all trails, this is the way back. Now, it wouldn't put it past all trails to take me to the twilight zone because, well, no comment, but I see a trail marker sign up there. So I'm headed back. I'm actually almost back to where the trail, the loop starts. And then it's just downhill from there, and it's kind of slippery and slidey on the way down. So hopefully I'll not break a hip. Hopefully I won't have to use a walker. But yeah, it's actually been a really good hike, except for the fact that it's been hot, it's been difficult, and I've been a gigantic whiny baby the entire time. Okay, nature isn't made for 6 feet tall, 360 pounds. I took off the backpack, I took off my turtle shell, and I still barely made it. Look at that. For those of you who are like 5'6", they're probably like, well, I could, you know, I could just walk under that. No, not when you're a giant. When you're a giant, nature's a lot harder. Okay, oh, mosquitoes. That alone just tired me out. Luckily, I'm just about back to where it's going back to my car, so I think I can make it. All right, so check this out. I've made it back to the paved trail that leads me to my car. Unfortunately, the sun is pretty much right behind me right now, so we're gonna do a modified version of the trail rating. I think I'm just gonna stand here and do the trail rating today. So, the rating goes like this. A scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst type of trail for an introvert, or actually the worst type of situation for an introvert, which is Disneyland on the 4th of July. So if you have a trail that is the equivalent to Disneyland on the 4th of July, that is literally the gates of hell right there. That is Satan dancing on your soul and trying to torture you for all eternity. That is, for an introvert, that is ultimate hell. Versus the 10, which is ultimate heaven. It's the gates of heaven opening up and God going, oh, and angels singing and all that stuff. and that's Antarctica in the middle of a field. The trail equivalent of that. You're not going to ever find a trail equivalent of that because unless you literally go to Antarctica, you're not going to find those conditions, but you're going to come close. Today we came close. I literally saw one person this entire hike. And that, I mean, it was terrible that I saw that one person, but I only saw one. Usually I see, you know, more than one and it sucks, but today, just the one. Barely tolerable, but that means that this trail is going to be about a 9, you know, as close to a 10 as can humanly be possible. I don't think that this trail is ordinarily that high. I would doubt it, but I came right at the peak of, there's still wildflowers, but the trail is turning to crap. There's overgrowth, there's dead grass, it's steep, it's hot, but it was perfect because there was nobody out. So the trail gets a 9.5 or whatever the hell the rating would be, close to Antarctica, but we're in the Bay Area, so not that close, but that's okay. Now, misery index, 1 to 5, 1 being not miserable at all, 5 being horribly, terribly miserable, and anything over 5 just, you know, being an exaggeration. I'm at probably a 2, maybe a 2.5. I'm never at a 1. I always have some level of misery in my life. Just existing is an absolute miserable state. So the baseline, you know, is misery, but it increases especially with the number of people. However, today I saw one person. So misery index is about 2, 2.5, somewhat pretty low for me. And it's been great. It's been beautiful out here. It's been hot as hell, but it's been beautiful. I checked the temperature. It was indeed 85. It was probably actually hotter earlier. Right now we're enjoying a breeze, and I still probably have about half a mile back to my car, but that's okay. This has been good. That's your trail rating. Let's go. I see the road. My car should just be around the bend here, and I have some shade momentarily. So this is where we're gonna say goodbye. But before we do that, let's recap. We hiked up to Mount Olympus in Mount Diablo State Park. We hiked narrow trails, overgrown trails in incredible high degree temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which if you've ever hiked in 85 degrees Fahrenheit, trust me, it's not all that fun. It's not terrible, I can do it, but yeah. And then, of course, we hiked down and got that wonderful fire road where I wasn't feeling like I was gonna fall down a mountain every 5 seconds, and that was very good. And now I'm back on my paved little strip, headed towards my car. So all in all, it's been a good day, but the bonus of it all, one person. We saw one person this entire day. This has been the greatest hike ever, pretty much. Even the one I did in the National Monument, you know, Berryessa Snow Mountain, I saw 3 people that day. So this one beat that one, and that one's in the middle of freaking nowhere. So this was amazing, but it's time to say, stay introverted, everybody. And I'm gonna see you in the next adventure.